Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Milroy's Irish Yard for a Section 3A elimination game between the TMB Panthers and the RRC WWG Falcons.
The Fan, as part of Marshall Radio Sports, we bring you Section Baseball. From the Irish Yard, I'm Josh Goldblish. This afternoon's game features the Tracy Milroy Ballatin Panthers taking on the Red Rock Central Westbrook Walnut Grove Falcons. The Falcons will be the home team. Panthers will be the visiting team, so the Panthers will be up to bat first. Let's meet the starting lineups for both squads. First for the Panthers, leading off center fielder number 4, Brandon Disher. Batting second, the left fielder, number 6, Matt Munson. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 14, Trevor Smith. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 2, Alex Shue. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 12, Travis Wilhite. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 3, Joseph Anderson. Batting seventh, third baseman, number 15, Tanner Hauger. Batting eighth, first baseman, number 18, Nick Schmidt. Batting ninth, shortstop, number 5, Maddox Wiesman. And playing right field for the Panthers, number 21, Noah Knockmoose. TMB Panthers head coached by James Foltz. As we take a look at the starters for the Falcons of Red Rock Central, Westbrook Walnut Grove, head coached by Derek Jenigis. Starters look like this, leading off center fielder number 3, Quinton Vold. Batting second, the catcher, number 21, Jake Jackson. Batting third, the first baseman, number 4, Ashton Junkie. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 9, Isaac Simonson. Batting fifth, right fielder, number 23, Keaton Skarupa. Batting sixth, third baseman, number 24, Cole Vandewille. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 30, Hudson Jenigis. Batting eighth, second baseman, number 8, Dan Clavin. And batting ninth, left fielder, number 2, Orion Knockmoose. So once again, it's the Red Rock Central Westbrook Walnut Grove Falcons taking on the Tracy Milroy Ballatin Panthers, as this is the elimination portion of the Section 3A bracket. And after doing some research, we do believe that the winner of this game will take on the loser of the RTR Lac-Parle Valley game, which is being held in Milroy. First pitch scheduled for 7 o'clock. The 5 o'clock game in Milroy is McRae High School taking on Murray County Central. So the loser of that game will then take on the winner of Dawson Boyd and Yale Medicine East. National Anthem coming up next, back after this on 107.5 The Fan. Okay, Brandon. I'll take it after this one, please. Oh.
Fans, a quick reminder before the game.
And here at the Irish Yard, Section 3A baseball between the TMB Panthers and the Red Rock Central Westbrook Walnut Grove Falcons. So your Solomon Automotive keys to the game. Today it's going to be clutch hitting. Who is going to come up with the big hits, whether it's two-out hits or hitting the ball with runners in scoring position. Whoever comes up with those clutch hits, more often than not, usually ends up winning the baseball game. So we're going to see who able to put the bat on the ball in clutch situations here in this one, as the Red Rock Central Westbrook Walnut Grove Falcons out in the field ready for this first inning. As I did mention, we are in the elimination bracket. In the elimination bracket, Dawson Boyd is taking on Yellow Medicine East. That game starting here in just a bit as well, over in Montevideo. TMB taking on Red Rock Central Westbrook Walnut Grove. And then the winners of these two games will take on the losers of the RTR and Lacaparo Valley game and the McRae and MCC game. And then we will inch ever closer to naming a Section 3A champion. As the leadoff batter for the TMB Panthers steps into the batter's box, it'll be the center fielder number 4, Brandon Disher. Brandon Disher patiently waiting to step into the batter's box. As the umpires this afternoon, Scott Beekman and Steve Verkindren. Pitcher for the Falcons, Isaac Simonson. Right-handed pitcher, wheels and deals. First pitch in there for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike to the batter, Disher. So it'll be Disher, Munson, Smith to start things off for the Panthers this afternoon. Second pitch in the at-bat is laced out to the right side, but foul. It was hit pretty well by Brandon, just went foul, so quickly no balls, 2 strikes to the batter. Head coach James Foltz down the third baseline. Give some words of encouragement to Brandon Disher as he steps back in. Here's the 0-2. Curveball is hit out to right field. That'll drop in front of the right fielder for a solid base hit. And TMB with a leadoff single here in the top of the first. Matt Munson coming up to bat. So Isaac Simonson got ahead of the batter. No balls, 2 strikes, but Brandon Disher staying with it. Sent that breaking ball out to right field. The left fielder number 6, Matt Munson, steps in as they check the runner over at first. Nothing doing. Matt Munson, another right-handed batter, looks down the third base line, now steps back in. From the stretch, the pitch, runner is going, bunted up the first baseline, foul. So no balls, 1 strike to the batter, Matt Munson, as he'll have to trot back to home plate. Catcher Jake Jackson of the Falcons hands him his bat. Getting the sign from the third base coach James Foltz. Now he steps back in. Falcons pitcher Isaac Simonson looks in, gets the sign, takes a peek at the runner. He'll throw over. Back in easily. So keeping a close eye on the leadoff runner, Brandon Disher, at first base. The 0-1 from Simonson. Runner is going again, bunted up the first baseline, and same result as the last bunt attempt. So quickly 2 strikes to the batter, Matt Munson. On deck, the DH, Trevor Smith. In the hole will be the cleanup hitter, catcher number 2, Alex Shue. 1 on, nobody out here in the top of the first. TMB taking on RRC WWG. Munson squares to bunt. Now he pulls the bat back. And that pitch just missed. Must have been a little high. So 1 ball, 2 strike. That's the first ball that Simonson has thrown early on in this one. The 1-2. In there for a called strike 3 right at the knees, Matt Munson. Make the slow walk back to the third base dugout. Now we'll have the designated hitter number 14, Trevor Smith. So Trevor Smith DHing for the right fielder, Noah Knockmoose. Batting in the 3 spot. The pitch. This one's foul, tipped off the catcher's helmet. The runner was heading for second. but he'll have to do a 180 and trot back to first. So no balls, 1 strike to the batter, Trevor Smith. No balls, 1 strike. Simonson gets the sign from the stretch, takes a long pause and then steps off. Holds onto the baseball, but he does push Brandon Disher back to first. Count remains 0-1. Simonson gets set, runner is going. Breaking ball is off the plate, low and outside, and no throw down to second. Brandon Disher, the first runner in scoring position this afternoon for the TMB Panthers. So already a clutch situation here for the Panthers. Runner at second, 1 out. The pitch, swung out and missed, strike 2. Trevor Smith can't connect. So he'll step out of the batter's box, readjust his gloves, and dig back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Simonson checks the runner a couple times, comes home with it. That's low and outside, evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is the catcher, number 2, Alex Shue. Here's the 2-2. This one's popped up, foul and out of play. Trevor Smith in a big spot here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Steps back in. Right-handed batter ready for the right-handed pitch. Simonson checks the runner at second. Checks again. Comes home with it. This one is lined back up the middle, but the second baseman reaches for it. Throwback to second for the double play. L4-6 double play ends the inning. Nice job by the Falcons' second baseman, Dan Cleven, reaching up to snag it out of the air. The heads-up play to throw to the shortstop, who is covering the bag for the double play. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no runners left on base as we move to the bottom of the first. Due up for the Falcons, Quinton Vold, Jake Jackson, and Ashton Junkie. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. Hey, Nick, can you? On first, made it up to second thanks to an uncontested stolen base, but the Panthers unable to capitalize after Trevor Smith lined out to the second baseman, who quickly threw it to his teammate, who was covering the bag at second, Hudson Jenigas, for the L4-6 double play to end the TMB Panthers' first inning. Pitcher for the TMB Panthers, Travis Wilhite. All done with his warm-up pitches, as the leadoff batter will be center fielder number 3, Quinton Vold. So Vold, Jackson, Junkie. 1, 2, 3 batters in the lineup. Travis Wilhite gets the sign. Winds and deals. First pitch, hit hard out to the left. This is going to be close. Left fielder ranges to his right to make the play. Nice job by Matt Munson covering some ground out in left. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And now we'll see the catcher, number 21, Jake Jackson, come up to bat. So first pitch to Jake Jackson is off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. This one is popped up, fouling out of play. Evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Travis Wilhite rocks back and deals. That skips over home plate, 2-1. So Derek and Isaac Jenegis, coaches for the Falcons, covering third and first base. Ouch, as this one is sent hard near the viewing deck. Looks like everybody's okay. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wilhite delivers. This was inside, but Jake Jackson took a swing at it. Managed to get a piece of it as it's fouled straight back to the backstop. As the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wilhite ready to go with the 2-2. Here it comes. This one is laced out to left center. This one is going to drop down for a hit. It's cut off nicely by the outfield. So it'll be a single for Jake Jackson. And the batter will be Ashton Junkie. So Ashton Junkie batting in the 3 spot in the lineup. Courtesy runner for the Falcons over at first is number 5, Tyler Turkelson. Running for the catcher at first. 1 on, 1 out. Pitch is a little high and tight. 1 ball, no strikes. Wilhite takes a peek at the runner. From the stretch, he deals. That's low, ball 2. So a hitter's count for the number 3 hitter, Ashton Junkie. 2 balls, no strikes, runner at first. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. The pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Throw down to first. He's back safely. So nice pitch by Travis Wilhite, catching the inside part of the zone. Gets a strike in this at-bat. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Breaking ball stays up. So now a 3-1 count. 3-1. As this one is fouled off to the left. So I was wrong, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I guess that one was in there for a strike. He didn't signal strike, but it was in there for a strike. I thought it was close to a strike. Here's the 2-2. This one's fouled back and out of play. Here in the bottom of the first, elimination bracket, Section 3A baseball. Panthers taking on the Falcons. The runner is going. This one is hit out hard, right side, but fouling out of play. Kids, heads up. So that one was sent pretty deep out to the right side of the field, out of play. Just shy of the gravel road. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner's going again. This pitch is high, so the count is 3-2. Throw is down there in time for the tag and out. Number 2, Jake Jackson. His courtesy runner, Tyler Turkelson, gets caught stealing. Count is 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bases are now cleared. Travis Wilhite. From the windup, he deals. This one is hit out hard to the right, and a diving attempt just out of the reach of the right fielder, Noah Knockmoose. This will be 2 for sure, possibly 3, and it'll be 3 standing. Stand-up triple for Ashton Junkie. He laced one out to right field on a 3-2 count. And just like that, the Falcons now with a runner in scoring position. And the batter will be the pitcher, number 9, Isaac Simonson. So Isaac with a chance to help out his squad, to help his own cause as the pitcher as well. So runner at third, 2 down. Big spot already here in this one. Will Height pitches. That's off the plate for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. The pitch. That's in there. Got the lower inside part of the zone. Evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That one's too far inside. I think Simonson was maybe trying to say it almost skipped over his foot. I think it skipped right in between his feet. 2 balls, 1 strike. Will Height from the stretch. He deals. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. The good old delayed strike call by the home plate umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. This one stays up. So another full count here in the bottom of the first for the TMB Panthers. Travis Wilhite. The payoff pitch. This one's fouled straight back. So Isaac Simonson right on it. Fouls it straight back. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless. But Falcons threatening with a runner at third as Wilhite will step off the mound. That'll walk Ashton Junkie back to third. The pitch. This one is laced hard down the third base line, but foul. As Justice Long, substitute for the Panthers, has to make the long trek down the third base line to go get that loose foul ball. The 3-2 breaking ball stays up and in. That'll be a walk. The runners at the corners, 2 down, and the batter will be the right fielder, number 23, Keaton Skarupa. So a courtesy runner for the pitcher now at first, as number 26, Joseph Strock, comes in to run. So Junkie, the runner at third. Strock, the runner at first. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Travis Wilhite from the stretch. The pitch in there for a called strike. Fastball right down the middle of the plate. Also known as a meatball. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. That one catches the outside part of the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Wilhite trying to work himself out of an early jam here in the bottom of the first. Try and keep those runners stranded. The 0-2 runner from first is going down to second. They fake the throw just to keep the runner down at third. So it'll be an uncontested stolen base for Joseph Strock. Now a couple runners in scoring position. The pitch. Just outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Travis Wilhite working quickly, gets the sign and deals. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that will end the inning. Keaton Skarupa strikes out, and the Falcons leave runners at second and third. Still scoreless on the Northwest Lighting System scoreboard through 1 inning. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. Hey, Nick. So quickly, 2 strikes to the batter, Will Height. On deck is the second baseman, number 3, Joseph Anderson. Isaac Simonson deals a little slider, catches the inside part of the plate. Called strike 3, quickly 2 outs here in the top of the second. It's Joseph Anderson. Steps into the batter's box. 2 down here in the top of the second. The pitch swings at the first one, can't connect. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the 0-1. That is low, evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Simonson gets the sign, rocks back and deals. That's inside, gets away from the catcher. 2 balls and 1 strike. If Anderson can reach, Tanner Hauger will be up to bat. The 2-1. That one skips across the plate. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. So Joseph Anderson can pick his pitch here. The 3-1. That's inside, ball 4. So a nice job by Joseph Anderson. Staying patient. Reaches first base thanks to a walk, and now third baseman number 15, Tanner Hauger, will step in. Another right-handed batter. 1 on, 2 out. The pitch. That's low and inside, ball 1. Joseph Anderson, the runner at first. The 1-0. This one is hit hard. Oh, nice grab by the third baseman. Throw to the force out at second for out number 3. A nice snag by Cole Vandewille for the Falcons. And that will end the top of the second for the Panthers. As we move to the bottom of the second, still scoreless on the Northwest Lighting System scoreboard between TMB and RRC WWG. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. Move to the bottom of the second inning, Section 3A baseball. TMB Panthers taking on the Red Rock Central Westbrook Walnut Grove Falcons. Leading off the bottom of the second, it'll be the third baseman, number 24, Cole Vandewille, who just made that nice play in the last half inning to end the inning. It's Travis Will Height. Pitches for the Panthers. That one stays up. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. The pitch. That is in there right at the belt, inside half of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Will Height working quickly. The pitch. That's at the knees now, 1-2. So moving it around a bit, keeping the batters off balance. Gets ahead of the batter here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. That's high and tight, brushes them back a bit, evens it up, 2-2. So it's Cole Vandewille, Hudson Jenigas, and Cleveland to bat as this pitch is low and outside, runs it full, 3-2. 6, 7, 8 in the batting order. The full count pitch is grounded up the third baseline, and that'll roll foul. So we'll do it all over again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Will Height. Breaking ball is hit a mile high, left side of the infield in foul territory. The catcher, Alex Shue, calls for it and makes the play for out number 1. One down here in the bottom of the second. Shortstop number 30, Hudson Jenigat, steps in. Another right-handed batter for these squads. Haven't seen many left-handed batters over the last however many games I've done this spring. First pitch foul tipped, strike 1. And he swings through the second one quickly, 0-2. Travis Will Height delivers on the 0-2. It's inside, but it's hit hard right to the shortstop. Gloved, throw over to first, and the scoop pops the ball up in the air. It'll be safe with an error on the play. The throw was a little bit low, but as the first baseman, I think easy enough to scoop that one out. He had it in his glove, he just didn't hold on to it. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second. 1 out here in the bottom of the second, runner at first. One on, 1 out. The pitch from Will Height. It's just off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Dan Cleven, the batter for the Falcons, playing second base. On deck is the left fielder number 2, Orion Knockmoose. The 2-0 from Will Height. That's in there for a strike. The batter, Dan Cleven, steps out of the batter's box, now steps back in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Will Height delivers from the stretch. That skips over the plate for ball 3. So a hitter's count here for the number 8 batter, Dan Cleven. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner at first, 1 down. The pitch in there for a called strike. Runs it full, 3-2. So both teams early on getting a couple base runners in each frame, but neither team has been able to muster up a run. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the second. Three balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Inside, ball 4. So an error and a walk. Runners at first and second. And we'll see the number 9 batter, Orion Knockmoose, playing left field for the Falcons this afternoon. A big spot in this one. Runners at first and second, just 1 out. As Travis Will Height agrees to the sign from his catcher, Alex Shue. Checks the runner at second. And the pitch is very high and tight. And pushes Orion Knockmoose back a couple steps. 1 ball, no strikes. As the first baseman is playing a little bit in, just in case that bunt is laid down. He squares to bunt, bunts it up the third base line, but it rolls foul. So that'll even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter, Orion Knockmoose. The leadoff batter in the batting lineup, Quentin Vold, is on deck for the Falcons. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Will Height. This one's popped up middle of the infield. First baseman pitcher calls for it. Will Height and makes the play. So a big out there. 2 down. And the batter will be the center fielder, number 3, Quinton Vold. Quinton Vold swung at the first pitch to lead things off for his squad batting, but he flew out to the left fielder. Here's the pitch. It's a little low, ball 1. Matt Munson did have to run quite a bit of ways to make that out back in the bottom of the first. But he was able to do so. 1 ball, no strikes. Travis Wilhite checks the runner at second. And he'll run the runner back to second. As Travis Wilhite gets set. Takes a long look at second base. Comes home with the pitch. That's high. Throw down to first. Tag was a little bit late. Not a bad idea. So Quinton Vold, after swinging at the first pitch in his first at bat, looks at 2 pitches off the plate. Now with a 2-0 count. The pitch. That drops in at the knees for a called strike. Two balls, 1 strike to the batter, Quinton Vold. The pitch. That is very high and tight. So another close pitch in the general area of the batter's head. 3 balls, 1 strike. Travis Wilhite from the stretch, he deals. It's just off the plate on the inside, so ball 4. And that'll load it up for Jake Jackson. Jake Jackson in this one, 1 for 1 with a single. He did have a courtesy runner for him who was trying to steal for second and was thrown out. As we do have a meeting on the mound. This timeout brought to you by Trent Fisher, Thrivent Financial. Back in 30 seconds on 107.5 The Fan. Travis Wilhite drops in a breaking ball in there for a called strike to the batter, Jake Jackson, after the meeting on the mound. Head coach James Foltz, so no balls, 1 strike, bases loaded. Here in the bottom of the second, the pitch, swung on and missed. Quickly 2 strikes to the batter, Jake Jackson. Talked in the pregame about how whichever team comes up in these clutch situations is probably going to win this game. This is a clutch situation right here. The 0-2. Grounded up the middle. Pitcher stabs it. Throw over to first in time for out number 3. 1-3 on the putout. And the TMB Panthers able to leave 3 Falcons stranded at first, second, and third. Still scoreless on the Northwest Lighting System scoreboard through 2. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. Back 107.5 The Fan as we move to the top of the third inning. Still scoreless here at the Irish Yard. Beautiful day for baseball. Slight breeze kind of making its way from left field out to right field. Mostly cloudy skies. Temps kind of hovering just above 60 degrees. Kind of expected to stay there throughout this evening. 2 games slated for this evening at the Irish Yard as the TMB Panthers get set to bat. Nick Schmidt, left-handed batter, steps in, looks at a pitch that's low for ball 1. So the pitcher Isaac Simonson on for his 3rd inning of work, starting pitcher for the Falcons. This pitch is high and outside, ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes to the number 8 batter in the batting order, Nick Schmidt. On deck is Maddox Wiesman. Here's the 2-0. He swings at it, grounds it over to second. It's scooped up. Throw over to first, just in time for out. Number 1, 4-3 on the putout. And the batter will be the shortstop, number 5, Maddox Wiesman. So Dan Cleven just sat on it, let it roll to him. Made the throw over to first to record out number 1. As first pitch swinging is Wiesman, and he laces it right back up the gut for a solid base hit. The number 9 hitter, Maddox Wiesman, comes up big with a base hit, 1 on, 1 down here in the top of the 3rd. We're back to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 4, Brandon Disher. Brandon Disher got a solid base hit in his first at bat. However, was part of a double play that ended the inning back in the 1st. Runner is going. Ground ball left side, foul. So no balls, 1 strike. Maddox Wiesman will have to trot back to first. Simonson takes a peek at the runner. From the stretch, he deals. That's high and tight for ball 1. Throw down to second. In time to tag the runner for out. Number 2. So Wiesman caught stealing after reaching second. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike to Brandon Disher. The pitch. That gets away from the catcher outside, ball 2. Brandon Disher able to reach. Matt Munson will be up to bat. The 2-1. At the knees on the outside part of the plate. Evens it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 from Isaac Simonson. This one's popped up, fouled out of play, right side. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ground ball left side. Shortstop, Jenigas, throw over to first. A nice catch by the first baseman, Ashton Junkie, for out number 3. 6-3 on the putout. Through 2.5, still scoreless here at the Irish Yard. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. Travis Wilhite, the pitcher, takes a look at the runner at first. He'll come home with it. Ground ball, second base. They don't have the throw in time at second, and then throw down to first. That is not in time either. So the speed of Ashton Junkie gets him up to second. Isaac Simonson will reach on a fielder's choice as the second baseman, Joseph Anderson, tried to get the lead runner at second, but the throw is not in time. So now runners at first and second, nobody out. As Keaton Skarupa steps in. The pitch from Wilhite, swung out and missed. Foul tipped, I should say. Into the catcher's glove. No balls, one strike. So Wilhite once again having to work himself out of a jam, the 0-1. Did he offer? No, he did not, as he pulled it back just in time. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's the first baseman, Nick Schmidt, playing very in on the infield. Ready for the bunt as Skarupa is already squaring up. The pitch. That's high and tight again. Did not offer. Pulled it back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Some of the Panther fans wanted that to be called a strike. They thought he offered, but he did pull the bat back just in time. Here's the 2-1. This one is hit hard down the third baseline. That's going to drop down for a hit. It should score at least 1. As the throw is into the infield, it'll be runners at first and second. A solid RBI base hit by Keaton Skarupa. And on the Northwest Lighting System scoreboard, the Falcons get on the board first. They lead this one 1-0. So runners at first and second once again, still nobody out. It'll be Cole Vandewille up to bat, playing third base for the Falcons. Pitch from Wilhite. Just off the plate. One ball, no strikes. Wilhite checks the runner at second, comes home with it. It's bunted foul. Cole Vandewille popped up to the catcher in foul territory in his first at bat. On deck is Hudson Jenigas. So once again, Nick Schmidt, first baseman, playing very in, about halfway in, as he charges towards home. His pitch is off the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. As they are going to attempt to get that lead runner out at third. If the bunt is towards the right side, as this pitch is off the plate. 3-1. Travis Wilhite just has to focus on this next pitch here. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner at first and second, nobody out. Here's the pitch. That's low, ball 4. So that'll load it up for the shortstop, number 30, Hudson Jenigas. Hudson Jenigas will be up to bat here in just a bit, but we're going to have a pitching change. And it's going to be a timeout on the mound. This timeout presented by Trent Fisher, Thrivent Financial of Tracy. Pitching change. So we're going to take a break. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. As the pitcher for the TMB Panthers will be Maddox Wiesman. Tanner Hauger will move to right, and Travis Wilhite over to third. Also in the game, Jared Ankrum playing short, coming in for Noah Knockmoose. I think we got all that figured out, as I believe the umpire now finally has it all figured out. So here's the situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. RRC WWG already leading this one 1-0 in the bottom of the third. The pitch is low for ball one. Here's the pitch. This one is popped up right side. Will it stay in? No, it will not. Bounces just beyond the first base dugout. Foul and out of play. Count is now 1 strike. So Travis Wilhite completes 2 innings, fails to get it out here in the third. Maddox Wiesman comes on in relief. With the bases loaded, nobody out. 1 strike. The pitch from Wiesman. That's low, 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. It gets away from the catcher, rolls all the way to the backstop. Throw to the plate is not in time, gets away from Wiesman, and another run scores for the Falcons. So a swing and a miss leads to a run as the ball got away from the catcher, Alex Shue. It's now 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Runners now at second and third. Count is 2 strikes. Maddox Wiesman from the stretch delivers. That gets away from the catcher again. Runner from third heading home. He's in there standing up. Another run scores as another pitch gets away from the catcher, as this one was well off the zone outside. Skipped across. Alex Shue couldn't slide to block it in time. 3 strikes. The pitch. That's high and tight. Ball 4. So Maddox Wiesman comes in, walks the first batter he faces. Runners at the corners, first and third, nobody out. And Dan Cleven will be up to bat. Playing second base for the Falcons, walked in his first at bat, made it all the way to second before being stranded there back in the second inning. So he squares to bunt, bunts it up the first baseline, and the run scores from third. They do get the out at first, but a nice bunt by Dan Cleven will drive in a run. Some small ball by the Falcons. Scores 1 more run. They lose just 1 out. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Runner at second. Ryan Knockmoose steps in. He squares to bunt. Bunts it right in front of the catcher. And some miscommunication between Shue and Wiesman, as they each thought the other was going to go for it. Neither did. Runners at first and third. That's a hit. Because who do you give the error to? The pitcher for not going for it or the catcher for not going for it? We'll just say it was just such a well-placed bunt by the batter, Orion Knockmoose. Runners at first and third, looking to bunt again, as this one was pretty close to Quentin Vold's face. He still offered at it, even fouled it straight back. So runners at first and third, already 4 runs across for the Falcons here in the bottom of the third. 1 strike to the batter, Quentin Vold. The pitch. That's just off the plate. They throw down to third to try and get the runner, Hudson Jenigas, but he's back in safely. During the play, Orion Knockmoose does steal second, so now 2 runners in scoring position. Falcons not done just yet. Here's the 1-1. So that's off the plate, 2-1. Panthers 4 seed out of the South. Falcons 6 seed out of the South, but it's the Falcons all over the Panthers right now, 4-0. Still threatening here in the bottom of the third. The 2-1 pitch. Just outside, 3-1. So Maddox Wiesman comes on in relief. So far has been able to get just the 1 out as that pitch is in there for a called strike. Runs it up to a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. As Wiesman takes off his hat, makes the long trip around the pitcher's mound. Now gets set. The 3-2. Swung on and missed, gets away from the catcher. First base is open, so they have to throw down, and it hits the runner in the elbow. The ball rolls into right field. 1 run will score. And everything that could go wrong for the Panthers is going wrong right now. It is 5-0. So Quentin Vold strikes out, but he's able to make it to first after the catcher Alex Shue threw it down to first. But it did hit the runner Quentin Vold in the left elbow and rolled all the way into right field. So now runners at first and third. 5 runs across, and Jake Jackson is up to bat. Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the third. The pitch. That's on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. As Quentin Vold has an uncontested stolen base down to second. So once again, 2 runners in scoring position. And they also avoid the force out double play opportunity for the Panthers defense. No balls, 1 strike. That's high. Evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield playing in, trying to prevent any more runs from coming across. As this is low, 2-1. The pitch, that's high and tight. Rushes Jake Jackson back. 3 balls, 1 strike. Wiesman gets set. The 3-1, outside ball 4. So Jake Jackson will trot down to first. Bases will be loaded. As we have a courtesy runner for the catcher over at first, Tyler Turkelson. Ashton Junkie will bat for the 2nd time this inning. He started things off with a single, came around to score. It's already 2 for 2 today. A single, a triple, and that run scored. Big spot here, bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch. Just off the plate for ball 1. Little high. Thought it was pretty close to the belt. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That's definitely high. 2 balls, no strikes. So Maddox Wiesman and the Panthers got to settle down here. Try and stop the bleeding. The 2-0 inside, 3-0. That is not helping. Already 3 walks issued this half inning. The 3-0 from Wiesman. That's at the knees on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. A much needed called strike for the Panthers. Three and 1 the count. As Wiesman gets set, he delivers. That catches the outside part of the plate. Runs it full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 1 out. 5-0. Falcons with the lead over the TMB Panthers. Wiesman gets set and deals. That's low and outside, ball 4. That'll walk in a run. So Ashton Junkie gets up to first base, moves everybody else 1 step closer as Orion Knockmoose scores. Score is now 6-0 as the batter Isaac Simonson steps in. And this one forces Isaac Simonson to duck down, as that was pretty close to where his head would have been. One ball, no strikes, the pitch. Right in there for a called strike, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Wiesman. This one is hit a mile high out to right field. Second baseman going back. Right fielder running in. It's the right fielder calling him off. Tanner Hauger with the play. Throw at the plate is not in time. So another run scores. It's a sac fly for Simonson. We're out number 2, scoring Quentin Vold from third. It'll be runners at first and second. 2 down, and the right fielder, number 23, Keaton Skarupa, is going to step in. 1 for 2 today with an RBI single and a run scored. This pitch is off the plate for ball 1. So on the Northwest Lighting System scoreboard, it now reads 7-0. Still in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The pitch, that's high and tight, ball 2. We've had 11 at-bats here in this 3rd inning alone for the Falcons. As this pitch drills Keaton Skarupa right in the back. Hit by a pitch. And that'll load up the bases again. As we're going to have a timeout on the mound. Are we going to make a pitching change? As it does look like we are going to take a timeout. So back after this on 107.5 The Fan. 107.5 The Fan. Josh Gulblish with you as a pitching change for the TMB Panthers. It'll be number 21, Noah Knockmoose, re-entering the baseball game. He started out in right field, was replaced by Jared Ankrum, and now re-enters to pitch for the Panthers. As the bases are loaded, still here in the bottom of the third. Falcons have already put up a crooked number, a 7 spot, as they lead the Panthers 7-0. So the batter will be Cole Vandewille. 0 for 1, popped out to the catcher in foul territory, walked and scored earlier in this inning. As the right-handed batter ready for the pitch, as this pitch is well off the plate for ball 1. So once again, bases are loaded, runners at first, second, and third. Kind of seems to be the case for most of this inning, as they've just been able to move their next runner up and keep on plating runs. Second pitch in this at-bat is off the plate, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. That's low, ball 3. Already 4 base on balls and 1 hit by pitch in this half inning alone. Knockmoose gets the sign from the stretch. He deals. Little 2-seamer. Curves back in for a called strike. He's got some nice little late movement on that pitch, the 3-1. This one's chopped. Third baseline foul. So Panthers trying to get out of this inning at last. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Runners are going to be taken off a little bit early here. The pitch. Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, called strike 3. And thankfully for TMB fans, this inning is finally over. But not before the Red Rock Central Westbrook Walnut Grove Falcons put up 7 runs on the Northwest Lighting System scoreboard. It's 7-0 as we move to the 4th. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. Matt Munson will lead things off for the Panthers here in the top of the 4th. As Isaac Simonson, who's been resting for quite some time, pitcher for the Falcons, delivers a pitch outside of the zone, ball 1. Second pitch is grounded right back to the pitcher, gets by the pitcher. Second baseman charges, throws over to first in time for out number 1. 4-3 on the putout. Nice job by Dan Cleven that time, charging the baseball as it was a slow roller in the infield. Gloved it, made the quick throw over to first in time for out number 1. So Noah Knockmoose is now batting. As first pitch, it's in there for a called strike. So Noah Knockmoose will bat in the 3 spot. No more DH. As his pitch is off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Simonson. This one's fouled straight back. 1-2. On deck is Alex Shue. Just 2 hits so far for the Panthers as this pitch is off the plate. 2-2. Here's a hard hit ball. That'll get by the second baseman. Rolling to right field. It's a solid base hit for Noah Knockmoose. Runner at first. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And the batter will be Alex Shue. Alex Shue today 0 for 1. Grounded one back to the pitcher to lead things off in the second inning. First pitch in this at-bat stays up for ball 1. Knockmoose, the runner at first. The 1-0. That's at the knees for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Panthers got to start chipping away at this deficit. 7-0. Ground ball right side. And that'll hit the runner. So the runner is out. Throw over to first is not in time as it does get away from the first baseman. So the runner will be out. Noah Knockmoose as he got hit by the ground ball. I don't know what the defensive play that is. Runner interference. So Alex Shue does reach first as that pitch is just off the plate for ball 1 to the batter, Travis Wilhite. So is that a base hit then? So he just reaches on runner interference? Okay. I'll trust the wise guys in this press box here. They seem to know what they're talking about. 2 balls, no strikes. If you knew what they look like, you'd probably be doubting me, but 2 balls, no strikes the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. So Wilhite sees a strike pitch. Panthers need to get some runners rounding the bases as they send the runner down to second early. Throw is in time. Tag is there. It was a bang-bang play. Alex Shue, I don't think agrees with the call, but either way, he's going to be out for out number 3. Caught stealing will end the inning. So the Panthers still have yet to plate a run through 3.5 on the Northwest Lighting System scoreboard. It's 7-0. Red Rock Central, Westbrook Walnut Grove with the lead. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. Tracy Milroy Balloton, the winner of this game, will take on the loser of the Russell Tyler Ruthven Lacaparo Valley game. But it'll be a while before we know exactly who loses that, as that game is set to get underway at 7 o'clock tonight in Milroy. As the batter, Hudson Jenigas, steps in for the Falcons. He's 0 for 1. His first pitch is in there for a called strike. Hudson Jenigas, 0 for 1, reached on an error in his first at-bat in the second, walked and scored in the last inning. As he swings at this one, grounded foul near the third base dugout. Quickly, 2 strikes to the batter, Hudson Jenigas. It'll be Hudson Jenigas, Dan Cleven, and Orion Knockmoose due up to bat here in the bottom of the 4th. As this pitch got away from the pitcher, Noah Knockmoose, as it's low and outside. Makes Alex Shue have to shuffle to his right. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Knockmoose to Jenigas. Foul tipped as it got a piece of the catcher. So count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Knockmoose gets the side from the stretch. He deals outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dan Cleven, the batter, up next for the Falcons. So this one's fouled back into the net. Count remains 2-2. Dan Cleven hit that RBI sacrifice bunt in the last half inning for the first out of the inning. As this pitch is off the plate, now a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Just off the plate for ball 4. It's another walk issued. Panthers pitchers throughout this afternoon have struggled to find the strike zone. As the second baseman, number 8, Dan Cleven, steps in. He's 0 for 0 with a walk and that RBI sacrifice bunt. As he squares to bunt again, pitches way outside, throw down to first, gets away from the first baseman, rolls all the way into right field. Now it gets by the right fielder, Tanner Hauger, but the runner, Hudson Jenigas, says, I'll just stay put at first. I don't want to risk it. So it went right under the glove of the first baseman, Nick Schmidt, and right under the glove of Tanner Hauger. But after it's all said and done, really no damage caused. 1 ball, no strikes, runner at first. Squaring to bunt again. Just off the plate for ball 2. Orion Knockmoose on deck for the Falcons. Squaring to bunt again is Cleven. He pulls it back. Pitch once again is off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes. The 3-0 from Knockmoose. At the knees, called strike. Panthers trying to avoid another big inning by the Falcons after they put up a 7 spot in the 3rd. As Cleven bunts this one foul, so now count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see if they decide to send the runner Hudson Jenigas early. The 3-2. This one's popped up, middle of the infield, floating over to the right. Shortstop calls off the second baseman for the out. Maddox Wiesman taking charge. F6 for out number 1. Now we'll see the left fielder, number 2, Orion Knockmoose. 1 for 2 today, popped up to the pitcher. Singled and scored back in the 3rd. One on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Called strike at the knees. No balls, 1 strike. Jenigas, the runner at first. The pitch. That's high and outside, ball 1. Here's the pitch. Swung out and missed, strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Knockmoose. The pitch is grounded to the shortstop. Throw over to first in time for the out. That's out number 2. 6-3 on the putout as they had no chance to get the speedy Hudson Jenigas. So he'll make his way up to second. Another runner in scoring position for the Falcons as we head to the top of the order with the center fielder number 3, Quentin Vold. Flew out to the left fielder, walked in the second, and then struck out in the third, but he managed to score as the ball got away from the catcher, and the throw from the catcher to the first baseman hit off of Quentin Vold's elbow and rolled into right field, which allowed him to reach first base safely. First pitch to Vold, breaking ball, stays up, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0. This one is hit hard, but it's hit way up in the air, right side near the first base dugout. Alex Shue gives chase. Can't quite reach it in time. As I think might have caught a piece of the railing there at the first base dugout, so he'll take a moment to settle back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, or 1-1. As this pitch is well off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Ground ball, right side, second baseman gloves it, throw over to first. Nice scoop by Nick Schmidt for the final out of the inning. So 4-3 on the putout. Ends the bottom of the 4th for the Falcons. Nice bounce back inning by the Panthers. After giving up 7 in the 3rd, they shut them down here in the 4th. Through 4 on the Northwest Lighting System scoreboard. Score remains 7-0. Red Rock Central Westbrook Golden Grove over TMB. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. .107.5 The Fan. Josh Goldbush with you as we move to the top of the 5th inning. TMB trying to get the bats going as Will Height steps in. Looks at a first pitch in there for a called strike. Girls softball update. TMB taking on KMS. TMB got out to a 9-0 lead through the first inning. KMS trying to make a game out of it. Score is 14-7 in the top of the 5th. TMB with that 7-run lead. But here in this one, the count is 2 balls, 1 strike to the batter, Travis Wilhite. After Simonson misfires on that one. Let's see, wheels and deals on the 2-1. That's high. 3-1. Panthers dugout making a little bit of noise, trying to get momentum on their side. The 3-1 from Simonson. Inside ball, no. In there for a called strike. I don't know. 3 balls, 2 strikes the pitch. That one's high. There he got his walk, and now he's going to run down to first. As the ball did get away from the catcher, he'll round first, but he'll stay put. The leadoff batter reaches. On a walk, Travis Wilhite up at first. Joseph Anderson steps in. Walked in his first plate appearance. And that pitch is just off the plate for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. High and tight, 2-0. So quite a few pitches thrown outside of the strike zone early on here in the top of the 5th. Hitters count for the batter, Joseph Anderson, the 2-0. Right at the knees for a called strike. Maybe a little below the knees, but just close enough. 2 balls, 1 strike to Anderson. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Gets away from the catcher. May have been foul tipped. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Falcons leading the Panthers 7-0. Simonson gets set. Takes a peek at the runner. He'll bring it home. And that is just low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That was close. The 3-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. So now we'll see Tanner Hauger up to bat. Tanner Hauger 0 for 1 today. Hits this one hard to short. Shortstop gloves it. Throw to second. In time for 1. Throw to first. Not in time. So a fielder's choice gets the lead runner. Tanner Hauger reaches first. Runner at first. 2 down. And Nick Schmidt will step in. Left-handed batter. 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Simonson having himself a solid day on the mound for the Falcons, keeping the Panthers scoreless as this pitch is off the plate for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 from Simonson. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Nice pitch inside. As Nick Schmidt tried to turn on it, it's just a little bit late. Here's the 1-1. That's low and inside. 2-1. So far just that one big inning by the Falcons in the bottom of the 3rd. That's where all of our scoring has come from. As this one has popped up. Shortstop, Jenigas ranging back. Just on the outfield grass. Records the out. And that will end the top of the 5th. So TMB still yet to plate a run as we move to the bottom of the 5th. On the Northwest Lighting System scoreboard, Falcons leading the Panthers 7-0. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. You as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Red Rock Central, Westbrook Walnut Grove to bat, leading this one 7-0 over the TMB Panthers elimination bracket of Section 3A baseball. As the pitch from Noah Knockmoose gets away from him. That's well outside, ball 1. Jake Jackson, Ashton Junkie, Isaac Simonson, the first 3 due up here in the bottom of the 5th. As Jake Jackson looks at a pitch that's just outside, 2-0. Ball does get away from the catcher, Alex Shue. Ashton Junkie, being a good guy, going to go get it as it sat by the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes. This pitch very inside, 3-0. So Knockmoose trying to find his control here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch. That's at the knees for a called strike. Here's the 3-1. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Nice job by Knockmoose to stay with this one after falling behind 3-0. Gets a couple strikes on the batter. The 3-2. Ground ball left side. Third baseman gloves it. Throw over to first. Pulls the first baseman off the bag. Nick Schmidt had to range to his right to stop it from rolling past him. So that'll be an error on the third baseman. So Jake Jackson up to first. Tyler Turkelson comes into courtesy run for the catcher. Here's the pitch to the next batter. This one is hit hard but foul. Ashton Junkie today 2 for 2 with a triple, a single, a run scored, and an RBI walk. As this pitch is inside, brushes him back. 1 ball, 1 strike. As he walked back in the 3rd with the bases loaded. Here's the 1-1. He hits this one hard. That'll get by the shortstop. Roll into center field. First and second, nobody out. Falcons trying to add some more runs to their total here in the bottom of the 5th. Ashton Junkie, solid day at the plate. Gets another base hit. He's now 3 for 3. A couple singles, a triple, and a walk. Simonson steps in. Isaac Simonson walked, reached on a fielder's choice, and hit a sacrifice fly for the 2nd out of the inning back in the 3rd. So we're going to have a meeting on the mound between Alex Shue and the pitcher Noah Knockmoose. Little timeout presented by Trent Fisher, Thrivent Financial of Tracy. As their little chat is all done, Shue retreats back to behind home plate. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Knockmoose set and delivers. Ground ball foul near the third base dugout. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tyler Turkelson, the runner at second. Ashton Junkie, the runner at first. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. We've not seen a whole lot of strikeouts in this game. A lot of balls hit and play. Here's the 1-2. And it's like I spoke it into existence. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's out number 1 in the inning. Right fielder number 23, Keaton Skarupa, now steps in. He's 1 for 2. Struck out in the 1st. An RBI single in the 3rd. Was also hit by a pitch. As the first pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. This one tails back in on the batter, but too far in, maybe a little high as well. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. That's inside, gets away from the catcher, and both runners moving up. So a passed ball moves 2 Falcons runners up. Now 2 runners in scoring position. 3 balls to the batter, Keaton Skarupa. Here's the 3-0. In there for a called strike at the knees. So now with 2 runners on, second and third, 1 out. Got to be smart with his next pitch, the 3-1. Right at the knees for a called strike. Good spot. Didn't leave a pitch hanging, giving the batter something to drive. The 3-2. This one's fouled out of play, right side. Softball update, TMB now leading KMS 16-7. Here's the 3-2, fouled straight back. They're currently in the top of the 6th inning. This game being played in Cottonwood this afternoon. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. That skips over towards the catcher, so that's ball 4. And the bases are loaded for Cole Vandewille. So another walk issued. So Cole Vandewille steps in, popped up to the catcher in foul territory, walked and scored, and struck out. His first pitch in there for a called strike, right at the knees, so knock moose. Settling down a bit here. And he's got to, with 1 out and the bases loaded. This one is just low. Evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That's outside, ball 2. Just joined us. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Red Rock Central, Westbrook, Walnut Grove leading Tracy Milroy Ballatin 7-0. So here's a line drive out to right. That's going to drop down for a hit. It'll score 1 for sure. Throw to the plate as it's well off the mark. But they send just the 1 runner as they almost get the runner at third. As he took a big lead around third. Wasn't for sure if he was going to go home or not. Then he retreated back to third, and he got back just in time. But it is an RBI single for Cole Vandewille. Bases remain loaded. As Tyler Turkelson, the courtesy runner for the catcher Jake Jackson, scores. Makes it 8-0. Hudson Jenigat steps in, swings at the first pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. They'll throw it to third for 1 out. And that is all they'll get. 6-5 on the putout. They do get a run. Fielder's choice for Hudson Jenigat. Two outs. Runners at first and second. Score is now 9-0. Dan Cleven, right-handed batter, steps in. First pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Cleven this afternoon walked in the second, hit an RBI sacrifice bunt in the third, and flew out to the shortstop back in the 4th inning. This pitch is somewhere out of the zone. 2 balls, no strikes. It's a close pitch. Thought it may have caught a part of the plate. I guess not. Here's the 2-0. And that's in there at the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner is going from second to third. Pitch is off the plate for ball 3. It's a stolen base for Cole Vandewille. So now runners at the corners, first and third. 2 down. 9-0 Falcons, as they're going to try and end this one early via the 10-run rule. A hit to the outfield should end it. I mean, a hit just past any of the infielders should do it. As the runner at first is breaking towards second, and the pitcher Knockmoose steps off, but by the time he does, Hudson Jenigas was 3 feet away from second base. So now 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs. 3 balls, 1 strike is the count. Knockmoose from the stretch, he deals. Outside, ball 4. So it'll be up to the number 9 hitter, Orion Knockmoose. Orion today is 1 for 3, single and a run scored, popped out to the pitcher and grounded out to the shortstop. As there's a timeout on the mound. This timeout presented by Trent Fisher, Thrivent Financial of Tracy. Back in 30 seconds on 107.5 The Fan. TMB trying to keep their season alive, and they got a lot of work to do here as there's 2 outs, bases loaded. Red Rock Central, Westbrook Walnut Grove leading 9-0. Knockmoose steps off. Pitcher for the Panthers now will step back up. So a base hit will end this one. The pitch, outside, ball 1. I suppose I should say a base hit or a walk would end this one, as the Panthers have struggled to find the strike zone. The 1-0. That's low, ball 2. Here's the 2-0. That's in there for a called strike. Caught the inside part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cole Vandewille, the runner at third. Hudson Jenigas at second. Dan Cleveland at first. The 2-1 pitch is low for ball 3. Big pitch here for the Panthers. The 3-1. In there for a called strike. So full count. Bases loaded. 2 down. Runners will be taken off early. Although they don't really need to, because they just need to plate 1. As there they go. This one is foul. Chopped foul behind home plate. Supposed to make it a little bit more difficult on the infield. If there is a ground ball, the runners will be taken off. Here's the 3-2. And this is laced out to left center, and that will be the ball game. It's a huge hit by the number 9 hitter, Orion Knockmoose. It's the walk-off single as Cole Vandewille scores from third and in 5 innings. The Red Rock Central Westbrook Walnut Grove Falcons top the Tracy Milroy Ballatin Panthers 10-0 in 5 innings. Post-game show is next, the Woodstock wrap-up, presented by Woodstock Communications, where we'll talk to head coach James Foltz, get his thoughts on today's game. Also name our first independent bank player of the game, try and get you some statistics as well. Back after this on 107.5 The Fan. Yep,